Now, in order for brands to survive optimally these days, market research is critical. But here's the rub I would suggest to you. Often brands are spoilt for choice when it comes to selection. So let's get a perspective on that. Stuart Lowe is with us from WhyFive, who has a new take on what I think is a very crowded industry. You have an interesting perspective on market research. Tell us what the landscape is currently like and what your differentiation is.
I don't know if marketers are spoiled for choice. You've got the establishment surveys, you've got AMPs, and you have a lot of proprietary stuff where people go to market and get the insights they need. But I think starting with the global trends are that the GRIT report just came out, talking about North American methodology, where 82% of market research is currently conducted online. So in comparative to South Africa, we're looking at about 2.2 billion rand spent on market research in any annual year. 1% of that is currently spent online.
So what's the deal here?
We're just way behind the curve.
Is it a capacity issue? Is it a fear issue? What is it?
I think it's primarily a fear of unknown methodology. So the guys need to step into a realm of being more exploratory about the methodology. There's a lot of, because of the dichotomy in the South African population, there's a lot of focus on getting landscape studies down the lower LSMs. And obviously you need to deploy face-to-face methodology for that. We are focused on the top 30% of the South African population. They are all online, and we can reach 100% of that market with our methodology.
How difficult has it been for WhyFive to mine that gap?
No, not difficult at all. We deploy a collaborative approach. So we'll use the data of big corporate South Africa. And we really provide a service for them. So we differ from other market research companies in that or most other market research companies, in that we design syndicated studies. We invite corporates to join the syndications. We use their data. So we're busy going into field now with a product which we'll talk about called Brand Map.
Let's get to Brand Map in just a moment, but the syndication model is interesting. Does that bring costs down?
Yeah, dramatically. So we have a shared core, so demography, media graphics, the bulk of brand consumption data sits in a core survey, and then the partners in each of the collaborations share in that, but they have a bespoke survey for which to interrogate their own needs in.
All right, let's talk about Brand Map now.
So Brand Map started out life as Top End, which was a collaboration with the Unilever Institute, taking the first really in-depth view of wealthy South African, 25,000 Rand household income and above. I was running a media company at the time. We had a substantial data set of wealthy South Africans. And we started with a sample size of about 14,000. Today, that's 22,000. And so we have a massive representative sample of all demographic categories across the South African population, across 700 brand filters, 300 media filters, and a whole lot of psychographic and demographic information.
And Stuart Lowe, the value to brands in tapping into this top end of the market is obvious, but articulate that for me.
Well, I think there's a lot of anecdotal decision making. There's a lot of gut feel in terms of trying to pitch product to premium brands, and a lot of the strategies that we see are found wanting in terms of the understanding of that market space. And the higher up the wealth continuum you go, the more anecdotal that becomes. So we're offering empirical evidence of the state of wealthy South Africa.
Solid, quantifiable information.
Solid, quantified, massive sample sizes, whether you're looking at young, old, black, white, and all the way from 10,000 Rand household income all the way up to 400,000.
And you're currently in the field now?
We've just gone into field. We'll mail probably about 4.5 million emails in the next 3 weeks. And that'll produce a sample of about 35,000 wealthy South Africans.
All right, let's very quickly segue into something called the SA Retail Shopper Report.
So SA Retail Shopper embraces the same collaborative methodology. So we will aim to have 10 partners in each of the retail verticals. So we want a grocer, we want a fuel supplier, we want a fashion retailer, etc., etc., etc. A shared core of demography, understanding global and local retail trends, but then with specific bespoke work for each of the people in each of those verticals. We'll go to field in February, and the ambition of the SA Retail Shopper report will be to be the definitive landscape study of the state of retail marketing in South Africa.
Stuart Lowe from WhyFive, thank you.